Good morning and welcome to day 3 of Apprenticeship Week. And today we're going to be hearing from apprentices and about opportunities within the digital and creative sector. This sector spans 36 different industries within Essex and employs more than 29,000 people in roles such as programming, software development, IT, telecoms, digital and public relations. I'm delighted to introduce our first guest, Stephanie from PRCA, who are a training provider for the public relations sector. So Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit about PRCA, please?
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name's Stephanie, and essentially the PRCA is a professional public relations body that represents 35,000 plus PR and communications practitioners globally. So we essentially maintain and improve the standards across the PR industry, offering training, sharing best practices and industry data, and running events and campaigns to bring PR professionals together. But separate to the work that we do for the industry, we are a training provider for the PR and communications apprenticeship. We're basically like an online college, and this basically means that we deliver the training on the apprenticeship. We assign one of our coaches to support the apprentice all the way through, so setting and assessing their work and also overseeing the quality of assessment. We run the program essentially to offer young people an opportunity to earn money from working in a real job and gain a qualification alongside that as well. It's only 18 months long, so a year and a half. Apprentices spend 15 months developing key skills and attributes to succeed in the PR industry, and then 3 months showing those skills and attributes and knowledge to an examining body. So a lot of the time we are asked what PR actually is, or public relations. So we have a very useful video to sort of describe or summarize what that is in a better way than I ever could in a really short period of time.
I'll be fantastic if we can see that then, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Public relations is a strategic management function that helps organisations inform and influence people who are important to them. PR professionals offer advice and deliver campaigns that strengthen and protect the reputation of the organisations they work for. They do this by communicating with different groups of people, from customers and employees to journalists and politicians, in fact anyone with an influence over how an organisation operates. Their mission is to build relationships with these groups of people and develop messages that positively influence the reputation of the organisation. Public relations professionals use a wide variety of channels to reach these audiences, from newspapers and magazines to meetings and events, broadcast media and social media. For example, PR professionals often speak to journalists to ensure their organisation's messages are reflected in the media, in the stories they report. This is called media relations. Some PR professionals will work with influencers to help build a favourable impression of their organisation, product or service. This is called influencer relations. PR professionals are often called upon during crisis situations. They provide expert advice to bosses and leaders on how to act and communicate during a crisis. This part of PR is known as crisis communications. So how does PR differ from advertising? Advertising involves organisations buying media space to display messages they want people to see. But traditional PR offers organisations a more powerful alternative by persuading independent and influential people like journalists and bloggers to endorse the organisation's products or services. For example, an advert will tell you to buy a certain product, but a successful PR campaign will ensure your favourite website is discussing the benefits of that product. PR shapes opinions, attitudes and behaviours, and when used right, it's an incredibly powerful tool. Why? Because reputation matters. We trust organisations and buy their products and services based on what we think of those organisations. Will they be good for us? Will they deliver? Are they ethical? Having a strong reputation is fundamental to the success of any organisation. That's what makes PR professionals so valuable.
gave a nice little summary.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. That's very informative, Stephanie. I was wondering if you could give us some advice about what a typical day is like for a PR apprentice.
Sure. So I'm not an apprentice myself. I'm actually head of apprenticeships at the PRCA. But just to give you an insight, since PR is needed in literally every single industry, all of our apprentices work in a range of different sectors. So a PR apprentice could do PR for a specific brand, such as BBC, Channel 4, or even the local borough council. But they could also do PR in a specific sector, such as sports or fashion, doing the PR for companies within that sector. So although the well-known saying within the industry is no 2 days are the same, what is consistent in all of our apprentices' days could include gathering news coverage, selling stories to journalists and the media, assisting the team with campaigns and creating reports to then show those results. Managing social media accounts and possibly working with influencers as well, depending on what company they work for. Keeping an eye on trends and what people are saying about brands and companies online, taking notes on team meetings and other administrative tasks, or just helping to plan events. But every week, apprentices have to have 1 day to study and complete their coursework. So apprentices will be expected to sort of balance both their PR job and the apprenticeship study as well. So all the way through the week, basically, in a very simple way of saying it, their days will vary, but all very media focused.
Yeah, sounds like it could be a very exciting week from week to week. What advice would you give to a young person who wants to take up an apprenticeship in PR?
So after years of hiring PR apprentices as part of my role and then seeing them placed and developing throughout their studies, I would say my main bits of advice would be to research and to practice. So think about, how you can display the key skills and interests that we look for in a PR apprentice. So communication and people skills, writing, creativity, social media, an interest in the media and just general current affairs, and very importantly, time management. And then next, get a clear idea of what PR actually is and what it involves. So research will reveal whether it's a viable career option for you. You can do a paid internship in a PR agency or team to see firsthand of what PR actually entails, outside of sort of relevant core subjects, such as anything writing based or creative focused. Think of what will make you stand out from the crowd in such a competitive industry. So for example, do you have a blog? Do you have a successful social media account that you can share in your application, or a creative hobby that you could talk about as well? Again, just to make you stand out from all of the other people that might want to get into PR as well.
Excellent, thank you. And it is that making yourself stand out is very important. I now hand back to Fiona.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Peter. I'm pleased to introduce Caris and Jess now, who are apprentices at the HC Media Group. So Jess, let's start with you if that's okay. What do HC Media do, and why did you apply for an apprenticeship with them, please?
So I'm Jess. I work at HC Media Group as a digital marketing executive. So HC Media Group is a digital marketing agency based in Essex. We specialise in helping businesses reach the top page of Google and other digital marketing services such as website design, social media, email marketing, and other digital marketing services. We are an award-winning agency with a proven track record in offering many successful apprenticeships. So about your question about why I decided to do an apprenticeship, I would say that the main reason is because, unlike with university, an apprenticeship actually allows me to apply what I learn in the training and one-to-one sessions to real-world situations of clients, which is how I learn best, hands-on. That's what I've learned throughout school life. So I thought that would be a really great opportunity for me to get into. I wanted to be able to take what I learned in the one-to-one training and immediately put it into practice. And this apprenticeship at HC Media Group gives me that opportunity. Also, I'd like to say the hands-on approach allows me to gain a lot of valuable skills and knowledge that I can use then throughout my career in hopefully digital marketing in the future. So yeah, I'm confident that I made the right decision in taking on this role and apprenticeship. So it aligns very well with my personal learning style and my career goals in the future. Also, yeah, just a little bit more. What stood out to me in particular with HC Media Group is that we are it's a family-run business. So it means that our contributions to the business are very highly encouraged and rewarded. So we're quite a tight-knit group. So it's a great environment to learn in, develop in. So we are quite transparent with each other. I think that works really well for us.
How many apprentices are there, Caris?
I think we're all apprentices at the minute.
It's 4.
It's really just on and off, but we have people who work there who are a bit older, but they've kind of starting apprenticeship now, so they always want us to develop
throughout. Yeah, so you can do multiple.
And what qualifications, just one more question, so what qualifications are you working towards, Caris?
I think it's a level 3
digital marketing.
So yeah, it's definitely useful to have.
That's good. So for anyone who's not sure, digital 3 qualification is the equivalent to A-levels or a BTEC. So brilliant. Thank you very much. And as you say, lots of opportunities then to continue studying and developing your career. I'm going to bring in Caris now. Caris, what does a typical week look like for you, please?
So a typical week is very demanding, I'd say. I mean, for 4 of the days we work quite closely with the clients and with the team to make sure all of their needs are met, and I mostly work on website development, and I run some social media accounts as well. So that basically just planning out the content, like replying to customers, and then with the websites it's building out all the pages, writing all the copy and stuff like that. So it's quite a lot of work, but on top of that, 1 day a week, like with the PR, is for the apprenticeship work. So on top of working 4 days a week full time, you have to also do exams and coursework and all of this, and make sure you're up to date and stuff like that. So it is a lot of work, but it's definitely very rewarding because it sets you up for a career basically, and it's what you really love to do. So it's just great. But it's it's good.
And it's so do you have sort of certain clients or certain businesses that you look after? So it's like an account management, is it? And you're the link with that business?
Yeah, when I started off the apprenticeship, I worked quite closely with people, just shadowing them in the team, just to kind of learn. So I never really had anyone my own. But then now I've been there for 6 months, I'm very much in control of quite a lot of accounts, and being in direct communication with the clients and managing their expectations and stuff like that. So it's a really good learning opportunity of the real world, managing clients and stuff. And it's great that HC Media Group trusts us to actually deal with these clients and stuff at such a soon time sort of thing. So yeah.
Fantastic. And do you meet them face to face as well, or does it tend to be virtual meetings with the clients?
It's quite a lot of virtual meetings now because of COVID and stuff, but they're starting to come into the office a bit more. We went out for breakfast and stuff like that, so it's starting to develop into actually going into real meetings. But good learning opportunities.
And I guess if you're developing websites for businesses and you're developing content, if you've actually had the opportunity to visit them and find out how they work in practice, that probably makes the job a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I think Peter's got a question for you both now as well.
Yeah, we all know that people have different perceptions around what an apprenticeship can offer. I'd like to ask you both one myth about the industry that has been busted since you started your apprenticeships.
So one myth that I think has definitely been busted since starting is that you hear about they're just given the boring, mundane tasks, like making tea, doing boring copyright, photocopying and stuff like that. But it's not the case at all. After giving a lot of responsibilities and actually the team and coming up with, designs, ideas, being able to be creative and take control with a lot of the campaigns that I do. But it's also interesting, like brainstorming with the team, and as I said, we work very closely. So, we have a lot of responsibilities and things like that. It's also a lot of fun, like creating the content as well, because I do it on the social media campaigns. So talking to clients about imagery, taking videos for them sometimes. So it's nice to get involved and actually do things more than just making tea.
And Caris, have you got any?
Yeah, so when I was like looking for apprenticeships and stuff, I always had this perception in my mind that apprenticeships were only for like manual trade and labour jobs. I wasn't really aware that there was just so many different apprenticeship fields that you can get in. So there's like obviously the creative industry, but there's finance and healthcare and IT and all of them. So I think it was really interesting when I was applying for apprenticeships and stuff, just to realise the world's your oyster. Basically, you can just go in any industry that you're really interested in, and you're not limited to that sort of what you don't want to do. So it is really important that you find something you want to do, and it's only going to be more apprenticeships as they become more popular and there's more jobs and stuff. So
Yeah, no, that's very true. There is so many options out there now. That's brilliant.
Peter and I'd like to say a huge thank you to Jess, Caris and Stephanie. Thank you very much. If anybody watching has any questions that they would like to ask, just drop an email to apprenticeship.hub@essex.gov.uk, and I'm sure our speakers today will be very happy for me to forward on any emails. So it's apprenticeship.hub@essex.gov.uk, and we'd like to thank you all for logging in today, and hope to see you at tomorrow's broadcast, which is focusing on the growing number of opportunities actually in the social care sector. So thank you all very much.